Hi Pioneer friends, my name is Marissa and I'm the social worker up at Elyria High School. I'm so glad that I get to spend some time with you and sharing this video and sharing a skill that I think might be really helpful during a time like this. The skill that we're going to work on today is mindfulness, and I'm sure that many of you have heard that word before. I've been in classes in the elementary schools and all the way up to the high schools, and mindfulness is taught through many of your classrooms, okay? So a quick definition of what mindfulness is simply noticing what's going on right now. The helpful part for mindfulness for many of us is that right now is a time of uncertainty, and right now we might be feeling a little stir crazy, maybe have some cabin fever, meaning like we want to get out, we want to do more, and we really can't. Maybe we're feeling a bit anxious or just unsettled. So this skill, using mindfulness, can help us when maybe we're feeling pretty emotional and up here. Using that skill can bring us down to a more balanced, more emotionally regulated spot, okay? So mindfulness is helpful to our focus. It's helpful to, again, putting that space in between our super big feelings to maybe our reactions, okay? It's also gonna help you feel better physically when we're not super anxious or angry and we're feeling a little bit more relaxed. That helps us physically, okay? So the mindfulness skill that I'm gonna share with you is making your own mandala. Now, many of you have probably seen mandalas before. Let me grab a picture. So this is just an example of one. I didn't do this one, I printed it offline, but this is what a mandala typically is. Usually you would get it to you and it would be blank, and then you just color it in, which is an awesome skill because coloring has been proven to relax our thinking, okay? But today what I want is I'm gonna teach you how to make your own mandala, all right? So the first thing that I'm gonna ask you to do is to grab a writing utensil, some sort of coloring tools. So I have crayons, but I also have markers. It really just depends what your preference is. There's no right or wrong, okay? And then you need some paper, okay? And you could use the front and back, so you don't need tons of paper. And then I want you, this is where the mindfulness really starts, I want you to scan your house for objects that are round that you can trace, okay? So for example, I chose a glass because I really like the shape of this, okay? It's not too big and it's not too little, all right? So once you have your objects, you're gonna lay your blank paper flat, okay? And then you're simply gonna take your object and trace it, okay? So older adults or older siblings, if you have a younger kiddo that's doing this with you, you might wanna consider just making their circle for them to get them started, okay? All right, so let me show you my circle. Here's my circle, it's nice and traced. Now what I'm gonna ask you to do is get kind of comfortable and start maybe doing some big deep breaths, so 5 in and 5 out, just to get us to a more relaxed place for us to start filling in our mandala, okay? There is no right or wrong how you're gonna put this in. The shapes, the doodles, whatever you decide is absolutely perfect, okay? But what I am gonna ask, and this is where the mindfulness really starts, is while you're tracing, I want you to be present to what you're tracing, okay? So let's start. And so I'm gonna be tracing some shapes. And I'm watching my paper, I'm looking at the tip of my pencil, making the shapes. I'm staying very focused on the movement. Now, I might have an intrusive thought that comes in. I probably will, right? So if you're really focused on your mandala, but then an intrusive thought comes in, I want you to almost picture taking your thought and putting it in a stream or a river and watching it flow down the stream or river. So it's gone, okay? And then you would get right back into tracing and making your shapes. Now here's an example of what some of my shapes look like, right? Super easy, nothing hard. Whatever I'm feeling is what I'm sort of writing, because again, mindfulness is what? Being in the moment and noticing exactly what's going on my paper, okay? Once your mandala is filled in, okay, the next step, and this is my favorite part of it, is choosing 4 or 5 colors that make you feel happy or make you feel good by looking at them, okay? So I chose some colors, I put them aside, and then you're gonna start filling in your mandala, okay? While you're coloring, all right, this is the amazing part about our brains. While you're coloring, I want your brain to focus on the movement of your hand and your color, looking at the color that's coming out on your paper, and being focused about what your mandala looks like. Again, the purpose of this is to sort of calm some of our inner chaos, all the intrusive thoughts, all the anxiety or stress we might be feeling about how life is sort of changing just for the moment, right? So I want you guys to focus. I want you to work on these mandalas. I would say maybe 5 to 10 minutes a day. You don't have to finish one of these all in one day. So for now, I'm gonna be done with this one and then I'll come back to regroup and do it. All right, Pioneer friends, I know that was quick, but I look forward to talking with you soon. And have a fabulous day. Enjoy the sun if you can. Bye.